I am seriously pissed off, very frustrated. This video, there's going to be some ranting, all right? I'll rant near the end of the video, and it's about deliveries, and it's very frustrating. But first of all, let's go through the detailed delivery numbers for each vehicle model for last week, which is January 22nd to January 28th. This is the deliveries for ES6. So they delivered 1,226, which is up 445 from the week before, down 345 from the same time last month, or down 21.9% month over month. Here is the chart for ET5 and ET5T, 1,258 deliveries, which is up 635 from the week before, down 27 month over month, or down 2% month over month. ES8, we got 196 deliveries, which is up 61 from the week before, but down 140 from the same time last month, or down 41% month over month. NIO 777, 115 deliveries, up 24 from the week before, but down 162 from the same time last month, or down 58%. EC6, we got 500 deliveries, which is up 198 from the week before, but down 140 month over month, or down 21.8% month over month. This is what the chart looks like if you stack everything together. And we can take a look. You can see that, oh my god, wow. Actually, the ET5 and ET5T deliveries have surpassed ES6 deliveries very so slightly. And this is quite incredible to think about. Now, the total SUV deliveries, all right, for ES6 plus EC6, we got actually 1,726, which is about almost 700 more than the week before. So that's pretty nice. And you're seeing deliveries overall in general curl up. Seems quite nice, and this is a good signal. And obviously this is more to do with a lot of the promotions that's coming out, but for the next couple of weeks it's probably gonna dip back down because of the Chinese New Year break, and we're gonna get like 2 weeks of holiday basically, and the factory is gonna be closed for 2 weeks. They're on vacation. So and also starting in March, we're gonna see deliveries pop up with the chip refresh coming out. Now, what about competitors? We gotta take a look. Zeekr 001, they delivered 1,243, which is down 67 from the week before, down 577 from the same time last month, or down 31% month over month. The BMW i3 1,332, which is up 153 from the week before, down 284 from the same time last month, or down 17% month over month. BMW iX3 1,042, which is up 222 from the week before, down 13 month over month, or down 1.2%. So everybody's seems pretty much down from of course from December. And if you took a look at some of the other guys, Model Y, they delivered 9,687 last week. The week before, they delivered 8,969. Wow. Ito M7, even though this is an EREV, 7,767, and that is up from 7,030 from the week before. Quite interesting. If you stack the competitors together, we can take a look. Wow. Take a look. BMW i3 actually taking the lead over here. And then you got the Zeekr, and then ES6 and ET5, ET5T, and then ES6 all close together. And then just below it, BMW iX3. And then you got the EC6, ES8, and 777. Market share wise, NIO has regained market share back to 48%, whereas the other guys, Zeekr has a 18% and BMW has 34%. This is just comparing to Zeekr 001, and not including other Zeekr vehicle models. So NIO is still doing fairly well in terms of market share. Now, time for the rant. All right, time for the rant. You guys ready for this? Oh my god, this is something that's very disappointing. And this is, of course, the ES7 deliveries. If you take a look, you know, I categorized them together in this chart, 777, ES7 plus ET7 plus ES7. But ES7, if you look at it, they only delivered 17 for the week before, which is absolutely nuts, absolutely stupid, man. Only 17. and that is actually less than 1/10 the deliveries of the ES8. And keep in mind, the ES7 is supposed to be priced at between the ES6 and the ES8. So right now, customers have no reason to buy the ES7. They're either going to pay a bit more and just go for the ES8, or pay a bit less and get the ES6. And this has just been a complete disaster of a vehicle. I mean, like, I talked about it in the podcast, all right, with Eric and Tang. This vehicle is just so flawed in NIO's launch strategy. Okay, when they launched the ES6, which is supposed to be a tier below the ES7, they had new tech features like the more comfortable seats, ADB headlights, that kind of stuff. But they did not add that into the the ES7. The ES7 still had the last generation of stuff. The ES7 did not have inbox system. It's just so frustrating. And just to put things in perspective, the ES6 is supposed to be like BMW X3. The ES7 is supposed to be like BMW X5. And then the ES8 is supposed to be like BMW X7. All right. So it does not make any sense that the BMW X7 outsells the BMW X5 by more than 10 folds. That shows you that there's something seriously wrong with that product. And this is exactly what's happening. When they launched the ES6, they should have launched a upgrade package available for people to upgrade the seats and upgrade the lights. I mean, let them pay money, man. Let them just pay money. But NIO did not come up with such a thing. And I guess right now the attitude is more like the deliveries for that vehicle is already so low. Why even put more effort in that? And it's not worth putting more effort in. But you're seeing that the deliveries are just abysmal. 17 in a week. That is just nuts. I mean, like, even compared to the other 777 guys. All right. So, I mean, like, it's less than half of the EC7 deliveries of 40. All right. EC7 delivers more than double that of the ES7, which is absolutely nuts as well to think about. Well, obviously, the EC7 has more, even though they're supposed to be on the same level, the EC7 has a lot more recent tech features like the bigger heads-up display and all that stuff that the ES7, which is supposed to be at the same tier, does not have. It just makes no sense. And that car is so in such an awkward spot. I mean, like, you choose the ES7, it's supposed to be better than the ES6. Yes, there's air suspension, faster motors, stronger chassis. I'm not trying to like talk down on how good the car is, but the seat comfort isn't there. And talking to the NIO owner of 23 NIOs, he told me how, like, there was one big baller. He told his driver to go buy a NIO, and his driver was testing out the ES6 and the ES7, and it was a dilemma. Do they choose the smoother ride comfort with the suspension, or do they choose the more comfortable seats? It's like you choose one or the other, and it's not like you can't choose both, right? The ES7 should have both. The EC7 has both. All right, you got the more comfortable seats, you got the air suspension. So the ES7 is such a frustrating car, and deliveries for the ES7 should be actually between the ES8 and the ES6 numbers. All right, so ES6 1,226, ES8 196. ES7 should totally be delivering like 300 or 400 vehicles per month. All right, because of just where it's supposed to be at. All right, where it's supposed to be at, but it's clearly just not there. And I recommend buying a NIO to everyone except that car. Except that car. That car, you're paying for less features. You're paying more for less features, which is just so frustrating. And it's taken NIO so long, and they still haven't come out with the update to that car. It's so long overdue. It's supposed to be coming out in Q1 this year. Along with the ET7 refresh. They're refreshing the ET7 and ES7. And ES7, I know 100% for sure. But Oh my God, it's taking so long, and deliveries for that vehicle is just disastrous. 17 vehicles per week. NIO has so many stores. NIO has so many sales reps. You only delivered 17 vehicles for that vehicle model. So that product is clearly very flawed. All right, very flawed. And I'm just very disappointed that they couldn't make the changes necessary in time to make that product competitive. All right. And a lot of ES7, it just doesn't make sense to buy ES7 right now. Buy ES6 or pay a bit more and buy the ES8, which has like all the comfortable seats, has the bigger heads-up display, has dual chamber air suspension. It's like a tier above the ES7, like way, way, way above the ES7. So it just doesn't make sense to buy ES7 at all. And I think NIO knows about that. And even in the stores, I mean, like, I cringe a little when customers like ask sales reps, what's the difference between the ES7 and the ES6? I cringe a lot because there's so many differences. And it's supposed to be better, but on certain levels it is better, but on most other stuff it's not. And also it's highly based on the first gen NIOs, like the NIOs that I have, the EC6 with the popping door handles that pop out like that instead of going out like that. And also the wheel arches, all right, very reminiscent of first gen NIOs. It's pretty much almost like a NT 1.5 vehicle. Almost. It looks very much like a first gen NIO from the side profile, and also some of the interior stuff. It does look like a first gen NIO. So it was a bit unfortunate. They did rush that car because there was a need for a second gen SUV, but it's taking them so long to update that car, and it's really hurting deliveries. I can't believe they didn't act faster for that. I mean, like, they should have fixed it long time ago. Yeah, it's just me ranting, man. I mean, if they fixed it, deliveries would be much better for that vehicle. It should be like 300, 400. But that's just me, man. Yeah, well, obviously we want NIO to deliver as many vehicles as they can, but having that just 1/10 of the deliveries of ES8, yeah, not acceptable at all. Are you going to forgive NIO for delivering only 17 ES7s per week? No, not forgivable. All right, for me, not forgivable. They gotta change that for the better, for shareholders. All right, otherwise it's just, why even have it? Why even have that vehicle model if it's only selling 17 a week? Why even have it? But that's just me ranting. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.